Davis, thank you very much indeed. With me is Saeed Shehata from BBC Arabic. Just to go back to the meeting that Wira mentioned there of the Gulf leaders, what kind of message are they sending to the Americans and the Israelis about this attack that happened earlier in Qatar?
The meeting is for the Arab and Muslim countries, not only the Gulf countries. And it's happening today and tomorrow, today on the level of the foreign ministers, where they will write the joint statement, where the leaders tomorrow of these countries will agree on it, or will state this tomorrow about a united front against Israeli attacks on the region, especially in Qatar. Qatar, one of the main mediators to reach a deal in the war in Gaza, and America supporting them, is a meeting between the Prime Minister of Qatar and Mr. Trump and Steve Witkoff, and another meeting with Rubio and Vance. So all of this meeting showed the appreciation of America to the role of Qatar to reach this deal through mediation and through holding the meeting in Qatar, also in addition to Egypt. So the mediators playing a big role in make calm and stability. So to attack Doha for the first time unexpectedly, so Americans express their unhappiness of that, and they are not thrilled, according to Mr. Trump. So the countries meeting today and tomorrow for this emergency summit will state very strong message to Israel. Will it reach more than the message? So there is calls about cutting the relationship, diplomatic relationship, asking ambassador to come back from Israel, asking the Israeli ambassador to leave. The Arab and Muslim countries, there will be escalation. It's unlikely to happen. I think the most likely outcome of this meeting is a strong message to Israel not to do it again. But Mr. Netanyahu has a different opinion, because Mr. Netanyahu repeatedly said we are going to hunt the leaders of terror and terrorists, according to the Israeli ambassador to the UN, when he said we are going to catch all the terrorists, according to him, the Hamas leaders. And Mr. Netanyahu is determined that the only way to defeat Hamas is to eliminate the leaders and to end the war and return the hostages. So there is two different versions. So Mr. Rubio, in his visit, tried to calm that, tried to make amending that, because there is a crack, there is a problem, there is skepticism, there is criticism of America and Israel. So they don't like this to reach more than the statement.
Just on those, you said that Mr. Netanyahu has said that he's defended his strikes on the Hamas leaders and said he would do that elsewhere. How likely is it that he might even go as far as reaching people like that in Egypt or Turkey? Would you take that risk?
It will be unlikely to happen, because Egypt has a very strong army, and Egypt, repeatedly refused for people to be forced to go from Gaza to Sinai in Egypt, and repeatedly, with all the invitation pressure, Egypt is refusing that, because first of all, it's against the national security of Egypt. In addition to that, the Palestinian issue will be ended if the Gazan people go to Sinai in Egypt. In addition, also Turkey. So there is good relationship between Turkey and Israel. Even the Turkey criticized Israel what they're doing in Gaza, but unlikely to happen, because if it happens, I think will be bad reputation for Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump will be because Qatar is very strong ally, Egypt also strong ally to the United States. Turkey also has a good relationship, part of NATO. So it's very hard to think that Mr. Netanyahu can do that. But who knows? Because Mr. Netanyahu struck Qatar, which is unexpectedly. So it might happen, but is unlikely to happen.
And talk us through the situation in the meantime in Gaza City, because the war continues. What is the situation with regards to the humanitarian situation, but also the people who are under pressure to leave Gaza City?
More people are killed every day, according to the health ministry run by Hamas. About 250,000 fled, according to some reports, from Gaza City to the south. Unfortunately, some of those fled to take refuge in the south. They were killed by the Israeli strikes. So, in their opinion, there is no safe place in Gaza. So some of them reluctantly and saying they are not going to move from Gaza City to there. So, and there is some reports coming from Israel. The operation in Gaza City will take months, because it's not easy to get rid of 1 million persons, 250,000 according to reports. So at least there is 750,000. In addition to that, more people are dying from hunger. So now the number reached 420 people died out of hunger since October 2023, including 145 children. But from 22nd of August, when the IBC report about the famine in Gaza City, is 142 people died. About 30% of the whole number of people died out of hunger since the war in less than about 3 weeks. In addition to that, more than 64,000 were killed so far, and like more than 100,000 were injured. So the situation there is very hard, and even people go to seek aid. Some of them are killed. More than 2,000 were killed since to seek aid, especially around the vicinity and the centers run by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which is backed by the United States and Israel. And this is controversial, and the UN doesn't like to or refuse to cooperate with it because they said it's not impartial, it's not like independent. So there is question mark about it. So more than 2,000, the majority of them killed near the centers of this Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. So there is, and the UN warned about the catastrophic situation, humanitarian health situation in Gaza if the Israeli military operation is intensified in Gaza City. But Mr. Netanyahu doesn't listen to anyone but to himself and his coalition government, especially Mr. Smotrich and behaviour, and to achieve his goals by the utmost force to defeat Hamas and return the hostages.
Saeed Shehata, thank you very much indeed.